What a beautiful day. Hot air balloons flying overhead. And I'm gonna get to work on my deck. Okay, we dug this out of the back. It was full of dirt. And the fox buried half of it in the ground. Looking at the deck here, this spindle is no good. This one's good, still runs, but we're going to change all the bearings out. Let's take a look on the other side. All right, this side doesn't look bad. Occasional rust spots here, there, all along here, but no holes in the deck. Everything seems to be there. All right, we're going to clean this up and we'll put it in the video. So the John Deere L11O will have a deck on it. Very good. Okay, today we're going to take everything apart off of the deck because it's all chipping away, all the paint, everything. Any label that's going to, that doesn't have a chipping problem, I'll tape off. So I'll sand around it. Like this one here is chipping already. That one's chipping. I just might sand them off. But we're going to take the grass chute off. We're going to take all these, what do you call it, belt guards off, the brake system, and cable system. We're going to take it all off. Got a spring. Make sure you take photos of everything so you know where it all goes back. So I'll be right back with you after I take it all apart. Okay, this is the bottom of the deck that I just finished sanding everything out of. And I'm going to spray the bottom first with this. Then I got yellow paint for the top. I got some clear there and all this primer. So let's start with the bottom. Okay, this is the top of the deck. I just put some rust converter on it. Painted the bottom black. And this will be painting primer and then yellow. Okay, here it is all primed up. Now we're going to go and shoot it with the yellow. Well, there you have it. Nice John Deere yellow. 3 coats. Ready for assembly once I get the parts. Alright, so I'll show it to you when it's complete. Today we're going to put on our new spindles. We're going to have to grease them up, and we're going to use anti-seize on each one of these bolts. These you're going to have to put in. I already anti-seized the bolts. These are going to be put in from the bottom up, so stay tuned. Get yourself a rag because you're going to get it all over yourself anyways. I'm using anti-seize with the copper base. So what do we want to do? We want to take the spindle and put it from underneath all the way up. Find a bolt hole. And start the first one. Get it down as far as you can. Put the second one in opposite side. That'll make it easier for the other two to go on. Alright, like I said, we already did put anti-seize on here. Hopefully, for the next guy that has to take the spindles off, he'll be able to take the bolts off instead of breaking them. Okay, with a 1/2 inch socket, tighten them up cross pattern. Alright, now I didn't tell you this, but make sure your grease fitting is somewhere where you can get a hold of it. Now we'll do the other side. Same thing. Make sure you can get to the grease fitting. We're going to put it up like so. Let's get some anti-seize on here. Each bolt. Put a generous amount on there. Okay. Again, from underneath, keeping the grease fitting somewhere where you can get a hold of it to grease it. Get your first hole lined up. There we go. Our second hole opposite. And then we could put the other two in without holding this spindle from underneath. Like I said, you're going to get this copper anti-seize all over yourself. Half-inch socket again, either on a ratchet or on a burp gun, whatever. Do an opposite side. And there we go. Have two new spindles. Next, we're going to grease up the spindles as much as we can get in there, and we'll be all set. We'll continue on to put the deck onto the John Deere riding mower. Be right back. Okay, let's grease her up. Boy. Thought that was going to be a good spot. There we go. With a little finagling, we get it. There we go. Let's pump her up. Okay, I got about 30 pumps in there, which I think will be good for now. Let's do the other side. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 40 pumps on this side. So let's add 10 on this side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I put 40 pumps of grease on both sides. So now, wipe any additional grease off of there. I think we'll be good. Let's put our pulleys back on. Be right back. All right, we have our pulleys here. One on that side. And one for this side. Seven-eighths socket. Let's put it on. There we go. These are nylon lock nuts too on here, so it shouldn't slip off. Beautiful. Now these I believe are 1/2 inch. We'll get the belt. Is it 1/2 inch? Nope. 5/8. 5/8. Let's loosen these up. They're a little smaller than that. Nine sixteenths, I think. Nope, not 9/16. Must be a 15mm. Yep, 15mm. Let's try it on this little guy. Yeah, not powerful enough. We'll put it on the big boy. The 20 amp. Okay. We just want to loosen them so they're loose, because we have to get our belt in between here. Okay. There's our belt. The V-notch goes on the V side of the pulleys, and the flat goes on the flat side. This goes here. Then on the V, like so. This okay. V-notch and on. Okay. So once you engage it, I don't like that. I'm going to have to look into which way these belts get oriented. I think I have a photo. I think I took pictures of the orientation. So looking at the back, this is the front. Okay. It's this way and out this way. Yeah, we were close. We were close. Now, unfortunately, this deck, I don't know where I got it from, but it didn't come with any plastic guards over it. But it did come with two of these, which I believe one goes here and one goes on the opposite side. Yeah, over here. So we'll have to put these on. Okay, this is 10 millimeter. Let's get 10 millimeter. Get some anti-seize. Put it on the nut, the bolt. Be liberal. We'll take this, hold it right here. Yep, need a new battery. Okay, there we go, that side. Now we'll go to the other side. Do this one. Now if you look, this has a little lump on the back of this and with the bolt. We need to put the anti-seize on the bolt. And according to this, it actually goes on this side. Because that little lump goes in that hole, and then the bolt gets. So there isn't one here, but they did have a guard, I believe, on this side because it has 3 threaded holes. But it must fall off of here prior to trying to jump off on this side. So I think we're all set. Next thing to do is sharpen up the blades and put them on. So we'll show you that when we're ready with that. Okay, I sharpened up the blades. If you want to see me sharpen up the blades like I do them, then you're going to have to go to one of my previous videos where I do sharpen up the blades. I don't know how to do, let's put it up here, and that's where you go. But anyways, this is what we're going to do is put our blades on. So the cutting edge is right here, not on the other side. We're going to take the anti-seize. Going to put that on here, on our bolts. We anti-seize everything because these bolts are subject to weather. And if you want to take them off next time, easy, then you have to anti-seize or use some kind of grease so it doesn't rust on you. Okay, start them by hand. so we know it's in the threads. Now with a 15mm socket, let's tighten them up. Alright, while you have it upside down like this, always check to see if the blades are bent or not by swinging the tips to each other like this, and there shouldn't really be any different variance in the tips. That means everything's good. The deck's not bent and the blades aren't bent. So we have a good deck, good blades, everything's going to be ready to go. Alright, next step would be putting it on the John Deere. So we'll get to that part soon.